The Cortland Crush are on the air. Cortland Crush Baseball is brought to you in part by Tompkins Trust, Cortland Regional Medical Center, A Pizza and More, X101 Radio, Ames Linen, Anderson's Farm Market, the Cortland County Chamber of Commerce, and Summit Federal Credit Union. Now let's head out to the ballpark. It's time for Cortland Crush Baseball.
Welcome to the Cayuga Medical Center pregame show on the NYCBL Broadcast Network. Cayuga Medical, the official game ball sponsor of the NYCBL. It's a chilly, cloudy evening at Basket Road Field in Rochester, New York for this NYCBL matchup between the Rochester Ridgemen and your Cortland Crush. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ryan Urquhart, and I'll be joined by Iset Maldonado in the third inning of play. The Crush hopped on a bus and traveled over 2 hours to be here tonight as they look to even up their record at 2-2 on the year. The Crush coming off of a doubleheader matchup against Syracuse yesterday. The Crush got caught in a pitcher's duel that fell in the way of the Spartans 1-0 in Game 1. Game 2 was halted in the third inning due to weather and will be replayed on June 22nd. Brian Wojciechowski pitched very well in a tough loss for Cortland in Game 1, and they are now 1-2 on the year. After a strong 2-0 start for Rochester, the Ridgemen got trounced last time out by Onondaga 13-2. After scoring first, the Ridgemen suddenly found themselves playing catch-up the rest of the game and could never make up the difference. Today, the Crush will look to Charlie Hamill in his first start of the season. The Crush pitching has been talented, but still looking to truly find its groove. Found a little bit of it in the last game. We'll step aside, but upon our return, you can hear my conversation with the Crush head man, Bill McConnell. It's the Cayuga Medical Center pregame show, setting the stage for Cortland and Rochester on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Number 11, Albert Taylor.
It could make so much difference in the lives of two people, but it has.
Drop off a warm meal.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Next Thursday, you will be caught in a flash flood.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at nyc.gov/readyny or call 311. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
Swing and a high fly ball straight away center field. It's gone! Hey Crush fans, this is Ryan Urquhart, voice of the Cortland Crush. We all know baseball is a team game. Well, the Crush are supported by an excellent teammate in the Cortland County Chamber of Commerce. They seek to promote business growth, community prosperity, and quality of life. To learn more, visit their website at cortlandareachamber.com.
What does Meals on Wheels?
Welcome back to the NYCBL Broadcast Network. Cortland on the road today, getting ready to take on the Rochester Ridgemen. I'm Ryan Urquhart alongside Cortland head coach Bill McConnell. Coach, a tough loss in Game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday, and the second game halted. Talking about Game 1, a tough loss, a lot of missed chances. What was the message to the team after Game 1?
Message to the team was very good pitching, good defense, need to shore it up a little bit around third base, and then timely hitting. The weather conditions were tough with the wind blowing in. The infield grass was tough. They had an outstanding second baseman and took away 2 possible hits out there. So really be consistent, put the bat on the ball, and when we have to execute in those situations, we have to execute.
Well, you mentioned pitching. Wojciechowski had a fantastic afternoon, 6 innings pitch, played really well. What particularly did he do well that allowed him to have success?
Well, he adjusted to the mound. The weather had affected the bullpens yesterday. He did a flat ground and then got on the mound. It was a high mound at Tompkins Field, adjusted, made the adjustments both in stride and release, and had command of his pitches yesterday and was pounding the strike zone, low in the strike zone.
2 late additions from Essex, one of whom got the start in the leadoff spot yesterday, and Laviosa Criazola as well added to the roster. What are they bringing to this team over from Essex?
Well, in reality, they weren't added to the roster. They've been on the roster since last fall, and they showed up after losing in the World Series. And what they do is they bring athleticism. Nelson has a hitting game, very, very formidable, and so does Julio. one of the things are both very, very good defensive players, work hard at their game.
And then finally, Coach, a long trip to Rochester. What's going to be the key to getting the win on the road tonight?
The key is it's a 2-hour trip. It's not Olean or Wellsville, 3 hours. The key tonight is to leave here. The temperatures are cool, be active. We have Charlie Hamill going on the mound, and also his battery mate at TC3, Garrett Hunter. So we've got two guys that know each other very well. Garrett was arrived yesterday after he needed some time after the season to take care of family, be with his family. And the key is good pitching, it's cold weather, wood bats, timely hits, and play small ball.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Ryan, very much, and have a great game.
Thank you. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have starting lineups and first pitch for you here on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Next Thursday, you will be caught in a flash flood.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at nyc.gov/readyny or call 311. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
What does Meals on...
Welcome back to Rochester. I'm Ryan Urquhart joining you live for Cortland Crush Baseball. We are moments away from opening pitch, so let's give you today's starting lineups for the Crush, brought to you by Cortland Regional Medical Center. CRMC has been providing excellence in healthcare for over 25 years. On the mound today for the Rochester Ridgemen is Albert Taylor III. He'll send away the first pitch this afternoon as Nelson Laviosa, the center fielder, climbs into the righty batter's box. Batting second today for the Crush is Alex Flock, playing left field. First pitch is away and down Main Street for strike one. Batting in the 3 spot today for the Crush is Dylan Ketch. He'll play right field. Batting the cleanup spot is Zach Kelly, the first baseman, and the lone Crush member to have a home run this year. 1-0 goes in for ball one. Count evens up 1-1. Hayden Hounce will occupy the 5 spot. He's the designated hitter today. Alex Babcock, the third baseman, will bat 6 as the 1-1 is sent away from Taylor the third and misses just away from the righty for ball 2. Garrett Hunter will bat 7th and wear number 35 today. Julia Crazola, wearing number 11, will play shortstop and bat 8th as the 2-1 is sent in for strike 2. So a count even 2-2. Things just underway here in Rochester. Taylor on the mound. Gives a shrug, ready to send away the 2-2. And here it is. Swing and a pop fly infield, sailing high in the air. Coming forward is the center fielder Davis, and he'll make the two-handed squeeze for the first out. And batting 9th today for the Crush is Anthony Ciesco. On the other side of things, around the diamond, Johnny Ottenwalder will occupy catcher. First, second, and third will be Josh Kallstrom, Bayard over at second, and Jordan Stubbings in the third baseman spot. Cameron Kilchrist will occupy the shortstop spot, and around the outfield, Cho, Davis, and Donnells in left, center, and then right. So Laviosa flies out to center to start things off, and the first pitch now to Alex Flock goes for ball 1. So a 1-0 count, no score, top of the first inning between Cortland and Rochester. Cortland looking to even up their record 2-2 early this year. Ball steers down low, 2-0 count, 1 out for the Crush. Taylor on the mound. Winds up, sends it away. Swing and a slash foul high off behind the fence and behind the bleachers behind us. A very chilly afternoon this evening in Rochester, early June, and the temperature in the high 50s. So 2-ball, 1 strike count, 1 out. Here's the delivery from Taylor. Hops off the dish for ball 3. 3-1 from Taylor. Here's the delivery. Swing and a chipped foul over the fencing once again behind the batter and Alex Flock. Flock, a returner and captain on this Cortland team. Bit of a high stance in the lefty box. 3-2 delivery, swing and a slash foul, this time over the third base side fence. Things just underway here from Rochester. No score and a 3-2 count now for Alex Flock in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the delivery from Taylor the third. Swing and a ground ball out to short, scooped up by Kilchrist. Sidearm to first is in time, and the one-handed squeeze from Kallstrom puts 2 down for the Crush. Well, as we send the intro, Cortland playing a doubleheader on the road at Syracuse yesterday. Lost the first game in a pitcher's duel. It was Boric and Wojciechowski for Syracuse and Cortland going at it. Ended 1-0. The Crush had a few chances to score late, but unable to pull it out. So now 2 down for the Crush after the 6-3, and it'll be Dylan Ketch, the right fielder in the left-handed batter's box, who takes it ball 1. It's now a 1-0 count for Ketch, a 6'2", 180-pound junior from South Virginia University, another returner and captain on this team. Here's the 1-0. Finds the zone for strike 1. Count even, 1-1, no score, top of the first, 2 outs on the board for the orange and purple. Crush wearing the purple jerseys today with the orange lettering, the new purple jerseys this year, 1-1 delivery. Finds the low outside corner, sliding away for strike 2. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Gray pants today for the Crush and black batting helmets. Catch taps home plate one time with the wooden bat and then holds it straight up and down over home plate. Taylor lifts the left leg up, winds up and delivers the 1-2. Slides outside for ball 2. Count even, 2-2. Catch a two-time CCC Player of the Week back at South Virginia, and the pitch goes inside and looks like it caught Catch on the leg. So that'll be the first runner on the base paths today for the Crush off the hit by pitch. So now bring up Zach Kelly. Kelly, the lone Crush player to hit a home run this season. Kelly in the right-handed batter's box takes a few hip-high swings and then climbs in. No score, top of the second. 1 runner on first for the Crush. Here's the first pitch. Slash and a high foul ball lifted over the first base side fence and into the crowd behind us. Gray skies overhead, but no chance of rain. Lights just starting to come on here. Here's the 0-1. Right down Main Street, and the throw to second is offline as the runner went in Catch, and he gets out to second, and the error over at second will allow Catch to get all the way over to third, and Catch now in scoring position for the Crush with 2 outs. So a stolen base and then an error. Now an early chance for Cortland to put some runs on the board. A 1-ball, 1-strike count, 2 outs. Taylor collects himself on the hill. Catch standing about 5 feet off third base. Here's the 1-1. Kelly watches it sail inside in low corner for strike 2. 2 outs on the board, no score. Top of the first inning between Cortland and Rochester. Crush looking for their second win of the year. Taylor winds up, sends away the 1-2, skips off home plate for ball 2. So now an even count, 2 outs. Kelly, a 6'2", 215 senior out of Clark University, with a high, tall stance in the box. Wags the bat behind his head. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a high fly ball. Foul territory. First base side sails out of the ballpark and into the grass off to our right. About 3 different kids go chasing after it for the foul ball. Count stays 2-2, 2 outs. Kelly in the right-handed batter's box. Taylor the third winds up, delivers the 2-2. A little off speed, misses upstairs for ball 3. It's now a 3-2 count, 2 outs. Taylor the third winds up, sends away the payoff pitch. Kelly lets it go downstairs for ball 4, and that's the first walk given up on the day by Rochester. So back-to-back pitching faults there as Catch reached on a hit-by-pitch and now a walk given up, and it'll be Hayden Houts, today's designated hitter in the left-handed batter's box for Cortland. Houts, a 5'11", 200-pound junior out of Northern State University, appeared 10 games through the 2018 campaign for Northern State. Hit .263 with 5 hits and 19 at-bats, hit a double and 4 RBIs. Hayden climbs into the box, taps home plate once, lifts it over his left shoulder. First and third for the Crush. Here's the first pitch to Houts. Low and outside for ball 1. No score, top of the second between Cortland and Rochester. Rochester 2-1 in the early season, Crush 1-2. Cortland looking to find some early consistency and momentum. Throw to first to try and catch the runner off. Not in time. Kelly belly flops back on first. Count 1-0. 2 outs. Pouts goes through his motions. Here's the 1-0 from Taylor the third. Swing and a pop over the shortstop into left field, and a sliding catch made by Cho will retire the side and leave two stranded for the Crush. No score going to the bottom of the first on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Meals and smiles to homebound seniors. But Meals on Wheels does something else. They turn a volunteer's lunch break into a meaningful experience.
As small and as simple as the relationship is between a volunteer and a client of Meals on Wheels, it's really so impactful. I never thought that 5 minutes could make so much difference in the lives of two people, but it has.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org. That's americaletsdolunch.org. Brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
This is Jonathan Treasley, infielder for the Cortland Crush. Cortland Crush Baseball is sponsored by Ames Linen, where they believe in the Ames Linen difference. They are the next generation of linen service and try to evolve every day. From table linens to dust mops and even the uniforms of the Crush, they are a quality provider of linen service. Visit ameslinen.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Rochester. I'm Ryan Urquhart joining you live as we go to the bottom of the first. No score after the Crush left two stranded on the base paths. Now it'll be Charlie Hamill on the hill for the orange and purple. Hill, a 5'11", 170-pound junior from Ithaca College. After 2 years at TCCC, he'll head off to Ithaca College next season. Reached the NGC AA playoffs with TCCC in 2018. Won the Golden Glove, a defensive award handed out by the region, alongside his catcher today, and Garrett Hunter. They too a package from TCCC. And bringing some chemistry onto the field. Let's go ahead and take you around the diamond for the Crush. As we said, Hamill on the hill, Hunter behind the dish. Kelly, Criazola, and Babcock at first, second, and third. Ciesco will sit in the shortstop spot for Cortland, and then around the outfield. In left will be Alex Flock, and then in center, Nelson Laviosa, one of the late arrivals to this Crush team, and then Dylan Ketch out in right. Criazola, the other late arrival from Essex College, as they were competing in the postseason with their school before arriving here in Cortland. The first three due up in the batting order for Rochester will be Trevor Cho, Drew Bayard, and Blake Donnells. And then down the rest of the lineup in the cleanup spot will be Johnny Ottenwalder. Josh Kallstrom will bat in the 5 spot today. Batting 6th is Liam Fitz, the designated hitter. Then the third baseman, Jordan Stubbings, followed by Cameron Kilchrist in the 8th spot. And then the 9th spot is Brandon Davis. Here's the first delivery of the day from Hamill. Steers outside for ball 1. No score, bottom of the first. Things just underway here in the bottom half of the inning. Hamill winds up, delivers the 1-0. Swing and a high fly ball deep towards right center at the fences and gets down on green grass. Rounding first and heading for second is Cho, and the throw will be well laid and mark it up as a double to get things rolling for the Rochester offense. So right out of the gate, the Ridgemen respond to some of the early running on the base paths by Cortland, and now it'll bring up Drew Bayard, the second baseman, coming off of a game against Onondaga where he had a RBI ground out to bring home 1 run early and then finish the day 1 of 4 for the Ridgemen. He climbs in the left-handed batter's box and holds the bat over his left shoulder. Hamill on the hill takes a second to collect. The Ridgemen in the red jerseys today with the white outline on the red numbers, white pants, and then white socks with navy red and white stirrups, a red stripe going around the calves with white stripes on the top and bottom of that red stripe as the second pitch goes in for a strike. And now Garrett Hunter will come have a quick conversation with Hamill. Count is 0-1, no outs. Things just underway here in the bottom of the first. No score between Cortland and Rochester. Garrett Hunter, a 5'10", 205 junior out of SUNY Cortland, so right up the road from the Crush as Drew Bayard climbs into the box with 1 runner in scoring position out on second, and Trevor Cho, who just hit a double moments ago. Hamill winds up and delivers it, and it bounces right in front of home plate. Hunter collects himself, and Cho will retreat from about midway from second to third back to second. Count moves to 1-1. Baird leans back and stands ready in the lefty box for the pitch from the righty. Hamill winds up, sends in the 1-1, swinging a bouncing ball out to second base. Criazola scoops it up, flings it to Kelly at first. One down for Rochester. It will allow Cho to go out to third. So the Ridgemen inch a little bit closer off the ground out. So now up in the box is Donnells, who swings and a ground ball out to the shortstop spot. Ciesco picks it up, slings it over to Kelly, and that puts two away. 1 run scores for Rochester. And suddenly the Ridgemen lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Now it'll be Johnny Ottenweiler, as the Ridgemen now lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first. 2 outs on the board. Hamill winds up, delivers to the righty, and Ottenwalder for ball 1 skips off home plate. Hamill dropping a lot of his pitches low in the zone early. The 1 ball, no strike count, 2 outs, 1-0 Ridgemen. Here's the delivery. Misses in the attic for ball 2. Hamill, when describing his pitching style, said he likes to live on that outer half, really favors the slider as well as the slow ball. Usually sits about the 70s and 80s. Here's the 2-0 from Hamill. Swing and a pop fly high in the air, drifts over behind him into foul territory and into the parking lot off behind us. 1-0 Ridgemen, bottom of the first inning. 2-1 count now for Johnny Ottenwalder. No runners on the base paths, 2 outs. Hamill lifts the left leg up, delivers. 2-1, finds low inside corner, strike 2. Ottenweiler in the righty box. Here's the 2-2. Breaks down low under the zone for ball 3. 1-0 Rochester in the bottom of the first inning. 2 outs here for the Ridgemen. And now a full count. Hamill communicating with Hunter. Johnny Ottenweiler steps out of the righty batting box to take a few moments to swing and then climbs back in. Hamill winds up, sends off the payoff. Got him on the breaking ball, swing and a miss, drop third, strike, will be over to first well in time, and that'll retire the side. We go to the second inning. Rochester now leading 1-0 after 1 hit, 1 run off, 1 hit, no errors, and no runners left on base. You're listening to Cortland Crush Baseball on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
A flash flood.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at nyc.gov/readyny or call 311. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
What does Meals on Wheels do? They deliver meals and smiles to homebound seniors. But Meals on Wheels does something else. They turn a volunteer's lunch break into a meaningful experience.
As small and as simple as the relationship is between a volunteer and a client of Meals on Wheels, it's really so impactful. I never thought that 5 minutes could make so much difference in the lives of 2 people, but it has.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org. That's americaletsdolunch.org. Brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Out and another strikeout for Ben Mack.
What's up, Cortland? This is Crush pitcher Ben Mack. The Cortland Crush are sponsored by Cortland Regional Medical Center. When life throws you a curveball, the medical professionals at CRMC are there providing quality health care with skill and compassion, meeting the lifelong healthcare needs of all citizens of Cortland and surrounding communities. To learn more, visit www.cortlandregional.org.
Welcome back to Rochester. I'm Ryan Urquhart, joining you live from the confines of Basket Road Field here in Rochester, New York. A chilly afternoon. Temperature expected to get into the mid to high 50s as the evening rolls on. The cloud cover overhead has cleared just a bit. The sun now shining here on golden hour. It's just off to our left, and a beautiful sight here for baseball on this afternoon.
Hitting number 16.
Next three due up for the Cortland Crush will be Babcock, Hunter, and Criazola. We remind you today's free video streaming alongside our broadcast. It's sponsored by Tompkins Trust from personal business banking as well as insurance and investments. Tompkins Trust has been serving the financial needs of Central New York for more than 180 years. Tompkins Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. First pitch in for a ball against Babcock, and the follow-up goes for a ball as well. So count moves to 2-0. Here in the top of the second inning, Rochester 1, Cortland nothing. Crush looking to respond after an early run scored by the Ridgemen. Swinging a bludgeon ball down the first base side. It will roll fair. Stayed in. It was trickling down the first base line, and a dash by Babcock to first is well in time. The Ridgemen surrounded it, hoping it would roll foul, and it did not. It fortunately stayed within that white line, and that's one runner on the base paths for Cortland. Mark it up as a single. So now with Babcock on first, cue up Garrett Hunter to the plate. He's a right-handed swinger. Out of SUNY Cortland, standing in at 5'10". Finished up last season with a .290 batting average and a .399 on-base percentage, .474 slugging. So now with Babcock trailing off first and the Crush trailing by 1. Garrett Hunter will look to give Cortland some offense. Swinging a line drive, bouncing ball into right field, and that'll go up as a single. Back-to-back singles for the Cortland Crush to start things off in the second. Hunter right out of the gate gets good contact and sent a low line drive into right field, and it bounced right in front of the feet of Blake Donalds, the right fielder. And so now with one runner on first and one runner on second, and Hunter and Babcock, it'll be Julio Criazola, the shortstop, up to bat. Criazola finished up his college season with a .266 batting average and a .318 on-base percentage. Stands in the righty box, holds the bat high over his head, shows bunt, lays one down, dribbles third base side, and rolls foul. So unlike the last ball that was laid down, this one rolls past the white line. Count moves to 0-1. Rochester 1, Cortland nothing in the top of the second inning. Crush looking for their second win of the season. Rochester looking to move to 3-1 in this early part of the year. On the board where Bill McConnell, the head coach, posts the starting lineups every afternoon before a game, was written the phrase, start a streak, referring to gaining momentum early in the season. 0-1 off speed, misses a little high, and Babcock thought about going to third, but was persuaded back to second by Johnny Ottenwilder. So count moves to 1-1. After last pitch, Criazola climbs to the right-handed box, take on the right-handed pitcher. Breeze wafting over the field from left to right just slightly. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rochester leading 1-0 in the top of the second. Here's a delivery. Steers low and away for ball 2. Albert the third on the mound. Albert Taylor the third. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners trailing off first and second. Here's the delivery. Bunt shown by Criazola, and a throw back to second is in time. Caught Babcock off the base path, so 1 down for the Crush, and a runner is taken out of scoring position. Criazola now facing a 2-2 count, 1-0 Ridgemen in the top of the second, and 1 out for the orange and purple. Criazola taps home plate twice and sets up ready to go. Taylor winds up, delivers the 3-1 just inside of the hips of Criazola. Maybe missed him by, no, they're going to say it clipped him on the way in, so it's marked up as a hit by pitch. And so advance the runners of base paths. It's back to the situation we saw before, except this time there's 1 out. Second time today that Taylor the third has given up a hit by pitch. Struggled a little bit with the location early. So now we're at the bottom of the lineup with Anthony Ciesco, a 5'10", 155 sophomore out of Sal Virginia University. 1-0 Ridgemen, top of the second. Here's the first pitch to Ciesco from Taylor the third. Off speed, right down the middle for strike 1. Criazola climbs into the box with eyes for a base hit. 1 runner on second, 1 runner on first. in Hunter and Criazola. Here's the 0-1. Ciesco lets it hit the low inside corner for strike 2. So now Ciesco just a bit behind the count, 0-2. Hunter with his left foot on the bag, standing out at second, takes a few steps off. Taylor looks back at him, winds up, sends away the 0-2 to Ciesco. Swing and a blooper over the head of the first baseman, and that'll get down for a base hit. Ciesco goes out to first, runner at third waved around, and he'll score, and we're all tied at 1 as Hunter crosses home, and now first and third for the Crush with still just 1 out. So now tied at 1 in the top of the second with Anthony Ciesco out at first and Criazola over at third. It'll be back to the top of the lineup with Nelson Laviosa, one of the late arrivals to this Crush team that we mentioned earlier, out of CCBC Essex. We're competing in the Division II Junior College World Series. Here's the first pitch to him. Swinging a bouncing ball out to short. Gilchrist picks it up, slings it over second in time for the out, 2 away. But another run scores, and the Crush have taken the lead in the top of the second. Criazola crosses home plate. Ciesco was thrown out at second, and Laviosa reaches on the fielder's choice. Now Crush holding a 2-0 lead top of the second, and now cue up Alex Flock, who was put out on the 6-3 last time up at bat. Stands in the left-handed batter's box to take on Taylor the third on the mound, the righty. First pitch for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Delivered to the low outside corner, breaking away for strike 1. Even count, 1-1, 2 outs. Cortland leading 2-1 in the top of the second. Taylor the third. Shifts his eyes around and then delivers the 1-1. Hits the low outside corner again for strike 2. One runner trailing off first, and Nelson Laviosa. Here's the 1-1. Low and outside, the runner will go at first, slides belly first into second. Late, the tag is in time, and Laviosa is caught stealing the second time that the Ridgemen have caught the Crush stealing today. We go to the bottom of the second. The Crush now leading 2-1 after a pair of runs scored by Hunter and Criazola. We'll step aside. You're listening to the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Another strikeout for Ben Mack.
What's up, Cortland? This is Crush pitcher Ben Mack. The Cortland Crush are sponsored by Cortland Regional Medical Center. When life throws you a curveball, the medical professionals at CRMC are there providing quality healthcare with skill and compassion, meeting the lifelong healthcare needs of all citizens of Cortland and surrounding communities. To learn more, visit www.cortlandregional.org.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Rochester at Basket Road Park. I'm Ryan Urquhart joining you live from the field. We remind you, Crush faithful, that you too can be a part of the broadcast. Tweet us at Crushball and we will answer your questions or say a shout out for you live on the air. Next three due up for the Ridgemen will be Kallstrom, Fitz, and Stubbings as Hamill is back on the mound and delivers the first pitch away down Main Street for strike 1. Crush lead 2-1 in the bottom of the second inning. Crush able to pick up a pair of runs in response to an early score by Rochester. Here's the 0-1 from Hamill. A fastball and a swing chipped towards the third base side and scooped up by the head coach of the Ridgemen out there in John Byington. So count moves 0-2 after the foul. An audible loud crack of the wooden bat here. Just moments ago, here's the 0-2 from Hamill. Lifts up the legs, sends it away. Swing and a line drive right past Hamill over to second base. Criazola picks it up off the turf, slings it over to Kelly at first. One down for Rochester.
Number 9, Liam Fitzpatrick.
So now it'll be Liam Fitzpatrick, the designated hitter, up to the plate. coming off of an 0-2 performance, drew a walk and scored a run against Hornell in his last time around the base paths. Liam Fitz, the righty box to face the righty Hamill. First pitch, no doubt, a fastball right down the middle for strike one. One out on the board, Cortland 2, Rochester 1. Bottom of the second inning. Here's a delivery on the 0-1. Breaking ball under the zone for ball one. It's now an even count, 1-1, 1 out. Breeze holding consistently from left to right over the field. The flag in center field dancing. Swinging a high pop fly in the infield, drifting towards center. The shortstop in Ciesco moves to his left and makes the two-handed squeeze over the shoulder for the second out. So 2 up and 2 down for Rochester here in the bottom of the second. Cortland 2, Ridgemen 1. Now it's Jordan Stubbings, the third baseman, up to the plate. Came in to pinch hit after an injury against Onondaga and picked up a hit by pitch. Went 0-4 in his last appearance versus Hornell in 2 groundouts, or last start, I should say. First pitch goes in for strike one against the righty Stubbings. Hamill on the hill, Crush leading 2-1, 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 from Hamill. Sent away high and inside for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike count, 2 outs. Hamill collects himself, fires away the 1-1. Swing and a miss on the low breaking ball, moves the count to 1-2. Crush looking for their second win of the season, their first win coming against Onondaga. Crush trailed early in that one by as much as 3 runs and eventually battled back for a 7-5 win. Hamill winds up, sends away the 1-2. Swinging a line drive, screeching first base side, lands foul just in front of the first base bag. So count will stay 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs on the board. Crush leading 2-1 in the bottom of the second inning. Crush also looking for their first road victory this year after falling to Rome in the season opener. Here's the 1-2 from Hamill. Low and inside in front of the dirt for ball 2. Or in the dirt, excuse me, for ball 2. Count even 2-2. Crush also not able to find success on the road in the first game of the doubleheader against Syracuse. Hamill winds up. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, got a piece of it, did Stubbings, and bounced it off behind him. Count will stay. The second game of that doubleheader against Syracuse yesterday halted, not postponed, halted due to weather, and will be resumed on June 22nd. They'll play the final 4 innings. It was 2 7-inning games as per NYCBL rules, as opposed to a full 9-inning game. Whenever those games get moved to a doubleheader due to weather, they bring it down to 7 innings. Here's the 2 ball, 2 strike pitch from Hamill. Breaking ball down low. Stubbings doesn't bite at it, and the count goes full. 2 outs on the board. Cortland leading 2-1 here on the road in the bottom of the second. Stubbings adjusts himself and then stands ready in the righty box. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a high fly ball off behind him and lands in the infield. Coming up and making the grab is Kelly with a running 2-handed squeeze, and that'll retire the side. We go to the third. Crush maintaining their 2-1 lead on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Everybody buckle up.
Let's go.
Buckle up.
Can we go to the store? Can we get some ice cream?
Buckle up. Everybody buckle up.
Everybody buckle up.
A lot goes on in the car, but remember, you're in control. Stand firm. Only move when you hear the click that says they're buckled in. Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Back in Rochester, Cortland 2, Ridgemen 1, going to the third inning of play. Crush trying to pick up their first road victory of the year and currently hold a 1-run lead. The next 3 due up for the Crush in this away half of the third will be Alex Flock, still in catch, and then Zach Kelly. Flock 0-1 today after a 6-3 putout. Flock climbs into the lefty box. Here's the first pitch to Flock, low and outside for ball 1. Well, Cortland welcomed Criazola and Laviosa as Flock takes a stab at it. High infield fly, drifting off to the left and carrying and coming under it and grabbing it is Jordan Stubbings for the first out. So mark it out as a infield fly, and that'll put 1 away for the Crush. That'll be Dylan Ketch up in the lefty box. Criazola and Laviosa, late arrival to this squad, were playing out there at Essex in the D2 Junior College World Series. That duo combined to go for 11 for 27, a .407 batting average, and 8 RBIs. Ketch takes a swing at it over a hopping Baird out at second. Ketch will round first and be held up there. Mark it up as a single for Dylan Ketch. Second time Ketch has reached base today. 1 runner on first. Cortland 2, Rochester 1, top of the third inning. Taylor the third on the mound for Rochester. Kelly in the right-handed batter's box. 1 out away and Ketch on first after the single. First delivery, swing and a high fly ball drifting towards right center. It will be caught by a tumbling right fielder and Blake Donnells for the second out. 2 away for Cortland. An athletic play out and right. It was a standard fly ball, fell just a little bit short, and Donnells came forward and made the snag. So now with 2 away for the Crush and a runner on first, it'll be Hayden Houts, the designated hitter, up to bat. House taps home plate once and slings it over his left shoulder, ready for the pitch. Cortland 2, Rochester 1. Here's the first delivery. Breaks way down low and bounces away from the catcher, Ottenwalder. Ketch is going to easily steal second. Make the throw anyway to try and catch him as his momentum carried him off second. Throw is late. Count goes 1-0, and now a runner in scoring position for the Crush with 2 outs. Houts takes a swing, a breath, and then climbs into the box, left leg first. Taylor looks back over at second at a trailing catch and then delivers the 1-0. Change up in for strike 1. Sun beginning to set off to our left, and the temperature should drop with it. Expected to get into the mid to high 50s tonight. Here's the 1-1 with 2 outs. Taylor the third pauses mid windup, turns around at catch and eyeballs him back to the bag. Catch will take 4 steps off second and stand ready. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Hayden Houts climbs into the box. Houts looking for his first hit of the day. Here's the 1-1. Steered outside for ball 2. Crush lead 2-1 in the top of the third. 2 outs on the board for Cortland after a pair of flyouts. 2-1 from Taylor the third. Swing and a ball clipped down the first base line, will roll foul. So knock it up as a strike for Cortland, evens up the count 2-2. That one fell in favor of the Crush earlier. A similar play where it rolled down the first base line. The first time it did not roll foul, and Kelly was able to reach base off of that. Or Garrett Hunter, excuse me. Third time, John Babcock was able to reach base on that slow dribbler down the first base line. Hayden Houts cleans off his bat with his hand and then climbs in the left-handed batter's box to stare down the 2-2 count. Cortland leading 2-1 with 2 outs on the board. Top of the third inning. Taylor the third looks back at Flock, turns around and sends it away. Swing and a miss on the low breaking ball for strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Taylor the third will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base for the Crush. And we go to the home half of the third. Cortland maintaining a 2-1 lead on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Wheels do. They deliver meals and smiles to homebound seniors. But Meals on Wheels does something else. They turn a volunteer's lunch break into a meaningful experience.
As small and as simple as the relationship is between a volunteer and a client of Meals on Wheels, it's really so impactful. I never thought that 5 minutes could make so much difference in the lives of two people, but it has.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org. That's americaletsdolunch.org. Brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
This is Lauren Williams, General Manager for Game Day Operations of the Cortland Crush. Crush Nation would like to thank A Pizza and More for their sponsorship of Crush Baseball. From subs to wings, entrees, and of course pizza, they'll be sure to satisfy. Order today.
Welcome back to Rochester. I'm Ryan Urquhart. Here's what's happening around the NYCBL, brought to you by Summit Federal Credit Union as the Crush lead 2-1 here against the Ridgemen. Elsewhere, the Syracuse Spartans and the Niagara Power going at it, and then Syracuse will play Niagara later on the season as well. Sherrill and Olean going at it starting at 6 p.m. No score update there. And in the bottom of the 7th, the Syracuse Saltcats, and the Wellsville in a 4-3 ball game, an advantage of the Saltcats. Next three due up for the Crush, for the Ridgemen. Cameron Gilchrist, Brandon Davis, and Trevor Cho. Here's the first delivery from Hamill. Inside for ball one. Cameron Gilchrist versus Onondaga went 1 for 2, was caught stealing once, picked up 2 walks and a stolen base. Crush with a 2-1 lead. Here's the 1-0 from Hamill. Breaking ball down low for ball 2. Hamill with his hair sticking out from behind his hat. Picks up the left leg, sends away the 2-0. This one a no-doubter in the high inside corner for strike 1. Hamill delivers the 2-1. Swing and a lifted line drive over shortstop, and Siasco and down in left field for a base hit. Mark it up as a single as Gilchrist is held up at first. Points 2 fingers to the sky, and he's got his first hit of the day.
Number 6, Brandon Davis.
Well, now it's Brandon Davis, the center fielder. Stands in the righty box. Here's the 2-1 from Charlie Hamill. The 0-0 from Charlie Hamill. Bunt laid down, rolls foul, third base side. Charlie Hamill, coming off early last season, he had to get nerve displacement surgery after a muscle got moved where it shouldn't have been, as he described it, and pinched a nerve on his throwing arm. Got that in the wintertime right before the season in 2018 as he throws it over to first to try and tag the runner in Gilchrist, throw his leg, count 0-1, no outs, Crush leading 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Him only had 9 to 10 innings pitched as a freshman year because of the recovery, but now said he feels great, went through therapy and rehab, and, quote, never felt better. 0-1 inside on the low corner for strike 2. Davis behind in the count, the center fielder in the right-handed batter's box to take on the righty pitcher. Crush lead 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Hamill collects himself, fires away the 0-2. Ball breaks down low. Hunter hops up and stares down the runner at first. He'll stay. Count goes to 1-2. Rochester looking to respond after the Crush put up 2 runs in the second. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a line drive towards right center. Gets away from the trailing Criazola out at second, and that'll advance the base runners one off the single. Back-to-back base hits for Rochester, puts one runner in scoring position, and back to the top of the lineup with Trevor Cho, who's already had 1 extra base hit today. Cho hit a double back in the top of the first, and then later scored a run for the Ridgemen. Cortland 2, Rochester 1. Bottom of the third, first pitch. Misses for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Hamill holding the ball behind his right hip, brings it up chest high, looks back at the runner on second, sends away the 1-0. Swing and a miss on the low breaking ball for a foul tip. Just caught a piece of it as it came through, beg your pardon. So it's a foul tip, 1-1. No outs on the board and 2 runners on the base paths for the Ridgemen. Hamill collects. Here's the 1-1. Bunt shown, steers down low for ball 2. Hunter quick on the reflexes to keep the runners honest at first and second. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs, and now there'll be a conversation between Coach McConnell and Charlie Hamill on the mound. Well, things got started early for Rochester. If you're just joining us, they picked up a run back in the first after a RBI ground out that scored Trevor Cho. And then moments ago, the Ridgemen picking up a pair of base hits to get back onto the base paths after going 3 up, 3 down in the second. Cortland responded to that early run by Rochester in the second by putting up 2 of their own, scoring Hunter and Criazola. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Cortland leading 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Hamill turns around and flips it over second, nearly gets away from the shortstop Ciesco, who was trying to tag him out. Throw was a little bit behind him. He's able to corral it and hold on to the ball. The runner gets back safely. Gilchrist trailing off for Rochester. Hamill sends away the 2-1 from Cortland. Low outside corner, strike 2. Curveball to the low outside corner on that last pitch. Cortland with a 1-run lead in the bottom of the third. Hamill looks back at second, delivers the 2-2. Down the dirt, bounces away from Hunter, and that will allow Gilchrist to steal third. So mark it up as a ball. Now a full count, 3-2 for Trevor Cho, and first and third for the Ridgemen. Davis on first, Gilchrist on third. No outs on the board. Now Hamill wants a moment as Kelly's going to come over and have a word with him. Charlie Hamill and Garrett Hunter both going to SUNY Cortland. Teammates on the field today. Here's the 3-2 from Hamill. Swinging a high fly ball, straightaway center field. Coming forward is Laviosa. He parks under it, makes the one-handed squeeze. Throw home will be late. We're all tied at 2 in the bottom of the third after the sacrifice fly from Trevor Cho. Gilchrist crosses home plate for Rochester for their second run of the day. And Trevor Cho continuing to perform in that leadoff spot for Rochester. Now back to Bayard, who is 0 of 1 today. Now tied in the bottom of the third. Hamill throws over to first to keep the runner honest. Davis alone on the base paths, out on first. Hamill winds up, sends away the first pitch to Bayard. Called ball 1. Bayard standing at 6-2 in the lefty box. Off-speed pitch. Misses high and away for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, tied at 2 in the bottom of the third inning. 1 out for the Ridgemen. Hamill winds up, sends away the 2-0. Screeches it down low for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Hamill throws it over to first at Kelly, and the throw is not in time, keeps the runner Davis on first. Hamill collects himself, fires away the 3-0. Misses in the basement once again, ball 4, so 4 pitches, 4 balls, and that'll move Brandon Davis into scoring position, out on second. First walk given up today by Charlie Hamill. Hamill so far this season, in limited action, a 7.73 ERA, a little deceptive with only 3 games here in this early season. First pitch now to Blake Donalds. In for a ball. Here's the second delivery. Swinging a dribbling ball right in front of the batter. Hamill comes forward and slings it over to Kelly at first in time for the second out. That will advance the runners out to second and third. Off the dribbler right in front of the batter. So 2 away for Rochester. The Ridgemen have already picked up 1 run this inning off of a sacrifice fly by Trevor Cho. It'll be Blake Donalds up at bat, who had 2 doubles in his last appearance versus Onondaga. Went 2 for 5 in that performance. Donalds, the right fielder, climbs into the box, taps home plate twice, and swings up the bat. Tied at 2 in the bottom of the third between Cortland and Rochester. Here's the first pitch, skips in front of home plate. Hunter stares down third and hops up and grabs it. Ball 1. Hamill standing strong on the mound. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swing and a line drive deep in the left will fall short in front of Flock. He'll fire it home. And 2 runs will score. They fire it to second to try and get the tag. It is there. And Rochester on the last play of the inning puts up 2 runs, and the tag at second was in time. So Rochester, right before the end of play there, puts up 2 runs. And we'll go to the 4th. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Titans go! When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely. Hollywood, here we come! Road trip! And you know it's super. To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly.
We're finally on the big screen. Have a seat, my dude. For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Gotcha. That's a wise move.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Back in Rochester, I'm Ryan Urquhart joining you as the Crush are trailing the Ridgemen 4-2. Let's take a look at today's always classic moment on this date in baseball history, brought to you by X101 Radio as Albert III climbs back onto the mound. Pirates first baseman Duff Cooley has only 2 putouts in a 6-5 loss in the Phillies at the Banker Bowl. The left-handed swinger Texan patrols mostly the outfield but plays all positions, becoming one of baseball's first utility players all the way back in 1900. That was today's Always Classic moment, brought to you by X101 Radio. Always classic music all the time. Next three due up for the Cortland Crush will be Alex Babcock, Garrett Hunter, and Julia Criazola. The first pitch to Babcock is in for ball one. Or misses for ball one, excuse me. Babcock in the righty box, takes a stab at it. High fly ball, foul territory, drifts off behind him and into the parking lot behind us. Count moves even, 1-1. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the top of the fourth inning. Crush looking to respond after a late pair of runs scored, cutting a foul into the fence behind Babcock. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Taylor the third gives a few nods, sets up, fires away the 1-2. This is inside for ball 2. Well, Cortland responded to the early run. 2-2, misses outside for ball 3. But putting up 2 runs of their own. And Rochester tied the game in the last half inning of play. And then a couple more late runs off of a big hit. 3-2, swing and a foul ball, third base side past Coach McConnell. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cortland trailing by 2 runs in the top of the fourth. Babcock on the season, 2 for 6. Taylor the third winds up, sends away the 3-2. Babcock swings and a high fly ball, right foul territory, carried out of the park. And the count will stay full. Babcock in the right-handed box to take on the right-handed pitcher. Babcock has scored 1 run this year and picked up 1 double. Babcock swings on a low breaking ball and drills it foul into the Rochester dugout off the fence. Count will stay 3-2. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the top of the fourth inning. Both teams with 4 hits today, Rochester with the lone error. That error allowing catch to advance out to third back in the first. Taylor moves some dirt around and then collects, ready to send away the 3-2. Here's the pitch to Babcock. Swing and a high fly ball deep towards right. Backpedaling is Donnells, and he'll make the grab for the first out. One down for Cortland. Rochester leading 4-2 in the top of the fourth inning. Crush looking to respond after an offensive push in the bottom of the third by Rochester, scoring 3 runs, 2 of them on the last play of the inning. In the righty box is Garrett Hunter, off-speed pitch in for strike 1 on the low inside corner. Count moves to 0-1, 1 out on the board. (0-1), low outside corner this time for strike 2. Hunter, a 2-time All-MSAC player, only the 2nd player in school history to do so. That's SUNY Cortland. Here's the 0-2. High fastball above the zone for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Taylor the third winds up, sends it away. Swing and a ground ball out third base side. Stubbings has some trouble with it, and it droops into right field, and that'll end up as a base hit for Garrett Hunter. We'll see officially what it marks down as. Either a single or an error. And it will go up as an error on the third baseman in Stubbings. Now up to the bat is Criazola. He swings and bounces it foul short down the third base side. So 1 runner on first for Cortland and Garrett Hunter. The Crush trail by 2 in the top of the fourth inning. Cortland looking to respond after 3 runs scored by Rochester in the bottom of the third. No balls, 1 strike. Taylor the third collects himself. Three taps on the dirt for Criazola. He spins the bat around and holds it up high. Taylor third delivers, breaking ball down low for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out on the board. And 1 runner on first for Cortland and Garrett Hunter, who reached on an error. 1-1. Swing the bouncing ball, third base side will land foul. Just escaped the line to the outside right in front of third base. All the runners went thinking that the ball was fair, but it was waved off foul by the home plate umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Julio Criazola will come back to the plate, one of the 2 late arrivals to this team. Online on his bio, listed as one of his bucket list items is to win a World Series of Poker tournament. Cortland looking for some luck here. Swinging a high fly ball deep towards right center. Trailing back towards the wall is Donnells. He'll make the grab. And there's 2 away for the Crush. So Criazola flies out to the 9 spot. And so with Garrett Hunter still out on first base, it'll be Anthony Ciasco up to the plate to try and make something happen for Cortland. Ciasco, a right-handed batter for Cortland. Face on the righty pitcher, Taylor, the third. Ridgemen 4, Crush 2, top of the 4th inning. Here's the first pitch. Misses chest high, inside for ball 1. 1 runner on first and Hunter. Sun starting to set off to our left. Here's the 1-0. Off speed inside, corner for strike 1. Taylor the third. Sends the 1-1. Swing and a ground ball right back up the middle. Trailing to his right is Bayard, and he'll try to tag it at second. Not able to get there, and sliding in safe is Garrett Hunter, and it'll go up as they reach on a fielder's choice for Ciasco, as the Ridgemen had some trouble with it out on second. That'll move 1 runner in scoring position for the Crush. Check that, it'll go up as a single. First pitch now to Laviosa, takes a swing at it, and a high fly ball towards right center, trailing to his left in Davis, and making the one-handed squeeze in stride to retire the side. Cortland leaves a couple on the base paths and still trails by 2 going to the home half of the 4th on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back in Rochester, Cortland trailing Rochester 4-2 in their 4th game of the NYCBL season. I'm Ryan Urquhart, joining you here on the call today. Next 3 due up for the Crush in this, for the Ridgemen in this half inning of play will be Uttenwalder, Kallstrom, and Fitzpatrick, Uttenwalder, 0 of 1 today, the only victim of a strikeout today, swinging back in the first. Charlie Hamill, today's pitcher.
Now up, number 44, Josh Kallstrom.
Saw a little bit of action before coming into today, and that opener gave up 3 hits, 1 run, that earned run, and then a strikeout thrown as well. Cortland has no need to go to the bullpen yet today. There are plenty of pitchers who made the trip that they could go to should the situation arise. Hamill currently playing well for Cortland. Ottenwalder climbs into the righty box, ready to take on the righty Hamill. First pitch. Misses away from the righty for ball one. Ottenwalder coming off of an 0-for-2 performance against Onondaga. 1-0 delivery, off speed, down in the dirt, bounces away from Hunter for ball two. Small collection of fans behind us making a trip out here today to watch these two teams go at it. 2-0 from Hamill. Swing and a fly ball straight away center field, arcing right down the middle and trailing to his left at the wall is Laviosa, and he makes the two-handed squeeze, backpedaling for the first out.
Now batting, number 9, Liam Fitzpatrick.
I beg your pardon, that was Josh Kallstrom up at the plate. Now it's Liam Fitzpatrick up to bat, the designated hitter. First pitch in for strike one from Hamill. Hamill takes a breath. Here's the 0-1. Skips in front of home plate and gets away from Garrett Hunter for ball one. That's Jordan Stubbings going and grabbing the ball in front of the camera. Cortland trailing 4-2 on the road at Rochester. Here's the 1-1 from Hamill. Swinging a bouncing ball, third base side. Babcock has some trouble with it, scoops it up, collects it, throws to Kelly at first. In time for the 5-3, 2 away for the Ridgemen.
22, Jordan Stubbings.
Number 22, Jordan Stubbings will climb up into the box, the third baseman. 0 for 4 in his last appearance, or last start, with 2 groundouts against Tornell. So far today, 0 of 1 after an infield fly back in the second. Rochester 4, Cortland 2, bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch, swinging a low line drive, blooping towards center field, finds real estate, and it'll go down as a base hit for Jordan Stubbings. One runner on the base paths for Rochester. Now Cameron Gilchrist will come up to the plate. Gilchrist 1 of 1 today with a run. Hit a single back in the third. And a big tear by Rochester to take this 4-2 lead. Now the 5th hit of the day for the Ridgemen after the last single from Stubbings. Gilchrist in the righty box take on the righty Hamill. Hamill winds up, fires in the first pitch. Sinks it low for ball one. A light breeze over the ballpark as nighttime beginning to approach here. The lights on overhead here at Basket Road Field. 1-0. Finds the outside corner for strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Already a higher scoring game than last time we saw the Crush. Delivery from Hamill. Swing and a ball lifted towards left center. Trailing off to his right is Laviosa, who comes forward and makes the two-handed squeeze for the third out, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors in, 1 runner left on base, and we go to the 5th inning. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Everybody.
Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Everybody, buckle up.
Let's go.
Buckle up.
Can we go to the store? Can we get some ice cream?
Everybody, buckle up.
Everybody, buckle up.
A lot goes on in the car, but remember, you're in control. Stand firm. Only move when you hear the click that says they're buckled in. Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Cortland trailing by a pair of runs as we go to the 5th inning of play. The next 3 do it for the Crush. Towards the top of the order, batting in the second part of the lineup is Alex Flock, and then Dylan Ketch and Zach Kelly will follow up suit after. Flock climbs in the lefty box. Cortland trying to find some offense here in the 5th inning of play. The Crush so far with 5 hits today. Same for Rochester. First pitch breaks below the zone for ball 1. Cortland coming off of a tight pitcher's duel in their last full game against Syracuse. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a ball lifted towards left field. Trailing, curving off to left. Hopping under it and making the grab is Trevor Cho for the first down. A quick fly out for the Crush puts one away.
Now hitting number 14, Dylan Ketch.
So 1 pitch and 1 down for the Crush, and now it is Dylan Ketch, the 6'2 junior from South Virginia University. Named to the New England Rawlings All-Region team after his 2018 campaign, where he led the team with a .399 batting average and a .481 on-base percentage. First pitch off speed, inside corner, low for strike 1. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the top of the 5th inning. 1 out already on the board. Here's the 0-1 from Taylor III. Swing and a ball high, fly ball towards left, lands shortly in front of Cho for a base hit, and Ketch will go out to first on the single. It'll be Zach Kelly, the first baseman, up to bat now for Cortland. Kelly so far today 0 of 1 with a walk drawn back in the first. The only walk given up by Taylor III today. First pitch to Kelly. He leans back a little bit in for strike 1 on the low corner. Ridgemen 4, Crush 2, top of the 5th. 0-1 from Taylor III. Swinging a bouncing ball out to short. Gilchrist scoops it up, fire to second, in time. Throw to first, also in time. Double play, 6-4-3, and that'll retire the side. The Crush not able to find any offense in the 5th inning. We'll go to the home half. Still Rochester 4, Cortland 2 on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably?
It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Rochester. Cortland needed some defense after not able to find any offense in the 5th. Ridgemen leading 4-2 over the Crush. The next 3 due up for Rochester. We'll start at the bottom of the order with Brandon Davis, followed up by Trevor Cho and Drew Bayer. Trevor Cho has had himself a day so far. Hit a double back in the first and then scored a run and then had an RBI sac fly in the 3rd. He's been dangerous for Rochester this season. A 3-time all-conference player in high school and was a first-team all-state member, transferred out to Wisconsin Whitewater after the 2017 season from St. Cloud State. Hamill sends in strike 1 to Brandon Davis, the center fielder, in the right-handed batter's box. Hamill, the righty, winds up. Or goes through his motion, winds up. Here's the 0-1. No doubt, strike two. Richmond 4, Cortland 2 in the bottom of the fifth. Hamill stares down home. Here's the 0-2. Ball way high and inside for ball one. Davis awaits the pitch. Here's the 1-2 from Hamill. High inside corner, looks for help down the first base side. Called a ball. Just missed the high inside corner. So now the count's even 2-2, no outs on the board. Delivery from Hamill. Got him to chase on the breaking ball down low. Drop third strike. Hunter scoops it up, fires to Kelly, and that'll be good for Hamill's second strikeout of the day.
Now up, number 7, Trevor Chose.
Cortland trailing 4-2 to Rochester in the bottom of the fifth inning, and now it'll be Trevor Cho, the left fielder, up to bat in the left-handed batter's box. Cho so far today, as we were just talking about a moment ago, has dazzled for Rochester. Ridgemen lead 4-2. Here's the first pitch. Cho runs through the box, grabs a piece of it, and it rolls foul down the third base line. So count will move to no balls and 1 strike, 1 out already on the board after a strikeout from Charlie Hamill. He's had 2 today. Cortland needing to hold strong defensively. This is not the first time this year Cortland has faced a deficit. Trailed 5-2 against Onondaga in their home opener. Here's the 0-1. Low and inside for ball one. Cortland would come back to win that game by a 7-5 final. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out on the board. Hamill winds up, fires away the pitch. Bounces in front of home plate for ball 2. Temperature continuing to creep down here at Basket Road Field. Two balls, 1 strike. Hamill lifts the left leg up, delivers high and away. Hunter had to hop up and grab it out of the air with his left-handed glove. Nearly got away for ball 3. Joe standing strong, a little bit ahead of the count right now. Hamill sends away the 3-1. Swinging a bouncing ball, foul, first base side. Screeches into the Cortland dugout, and the count moves to full. Joe drops down a little bit, awaits the pitch from Hamill. Here's the payoff. Swinging a ball, bounce first base side, will be called foul, beg your pardon. Thought it skipped inside the bag, but must have just trailed out right before. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out on the board. Joe lightly taps home plate, brings up the bat. 3-2 from Hamill. Swinging a high line drive deep towards right field, trailing to his left is catch, and that ball is gone. The Ridgemen extend their lead. Or correction, it landed in the right corner, hard to see past the Cortland dugout. It will go up as a double for Trevor Cho. Cortland trails by 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2. 1 out on the board. Cho out on second now. Swinging a line drive foul, first base side.
Down, here we go.
So now an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Breaks low and outside for ball 1.
Good pitch, kid. Good pitch.
So count even, 1 out on the board. Cho out on second today has been an offensive juggernaut for this Rochester team. 1-1 breaking ball, low away for ball 2. Wind picking up just a little bit here in Rochester. Hamill collects himself. Fires away the 2-1. Low and outside again, third straight time we've seen that pitch for ball 3. Cortland looking for their second win of the year. And trying to move back to 500. Rochester 2-1 this season. Opened up the season with a 6-4 win over Niagara and then bested Hornell by the same score as Hamill misses inside low for ball 4. Just his second walk of the day given up.
16, Blake Donald.
First and second for Rochester, leading 4-2 over Cortland in the bottom of the 5th. Donald so far today 1 of 2, as Hamill will have a conversation on the hill with his shortstop and Ciesco. Donald's a right-handed batter, climbs into the box, taps home plate twice, and twirls the bat over his right shoulder. Hamill stares back at Cho, hopping around on second. Winds up, fires away the first pitch. Downstairs, ball 1. Rochester 4, Crush 2, bottom of the 5th. Both teams even with 6 hits on the day. Cortland with Rochester, with 2 errors. 1-0. Swing and a miss on the low breaking ball, called as a foul tip. Count evens up 1-1. Hamill so far today has thrown 2 strikeouts through 4 1/3 innings pitched. 1-1 delivery. Swing and a bouncing ball, third base side, scooped up by Babcock, and Babcock delivers to Kelly at first in time for the out. That will advance the base runner Trevor Cho out to third. He's already scored once from there today. Donalds goes down in the 5-3. So 2 down for Rochester. Now it's Johnny Ottenweiler. So far today, 0 of 1 with a swinging strikeout. First pitch. Low and outside in the dirt for ball 1. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Cho threatening on second. He's already scored once today and driven home another RBI. 1-0. Swing and a miss on a low curveball for strike 1. Well, when talking to coaches around this league, particularly Coach McConnell, they talk a lot about how important this early season momentum is as Hamill turns and fires to first. Throw is late. That the teams that usually end up deep in the postseason are the ones that are able to find chemistry early. The word around the team has been that the chemistry has been very strong. Despite such a tight turnaround to the season, the players only really get there about 2 days before opening day. Cortland only 1 practice and then a scrimmage the day after that. 1-1 in for strike 2. Rochester maintaining their 4-2 lead over Cortland in the bottom of the 5th. Ottenwalder staring down the 1-2. Here's the pitch from Hamill. Swing and a low fly ball towards right shallow, and an athletic grab made by Julio Crazola, and that will retire the side. Hopped it and grabbed it running backwards over the shoulder catch. Rochester maintaining a 4-2 lead over Cortland, going to the 6th inning of play on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking a cab, a car, or a friend, buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Cuando era chiquito, no hablé.
Back here in Rochester, Ridgemen 4, Crush 2, going to the 6th inning of play. Hey, Crush Faithful, you too can be a part of the broadcast. Tweet us at Ryan_URQ, and we'll be able to answer your questions or say a shout out for you here live on the air. We thank you for listening, no matter where you're from, the NYCBL Broadcast Network. I'm Brian Urquhart, joining you live on the road here in Rochester. The Crush and Ridgemen, even with 6 hits apiece on either side today. 2 errors in the side of Rochester. Next 3 due up for the Crush here in the away half of the 6th inning. Set to be Houts, Babcock, and Hunter. Houts comes up to the plate. Crush in need of some offense here as we approach the back half of this game. Houts a bit of an offset stance. Here's the first pitch. Steers outside for ball 1. Just before the break, we were talking about the chemistry of this team and how important it is to formulate those bonds early. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a bouncing ball right up the middle, out to short. Gilchrist scoops it up, fires over to Kallstrom in first in time for the out. 1 away for Cortland. Mark it up as a 6-3 putout. Houts now 0 of 2 today up the plate. Alex Babcock, who's 1 of 2, hit a single back in the second and then flew out in the 4th. Now up the plate in the righty box. Here's the first pitch from Taylor third. Swinging a bouncing ball, third base side, an athletic grab made by Stubbings. And he caught it just before it hit the ground, so there's 2 away for the Crush quickly. Looked like a bouncing ball, but Babcock just got it really low and lifted it up in the air. And a diving catch made out at third base by Jordan Stubbings. Mark it out as a fly out to the third base spot. Now up at the plate is Garrett Hunter, who takes ball 1 from Taylor the third. Taylor the third so far today, 49 strikes thrown, just 31 balls. 1-0. Misses in the dirt, skipping off home plate for ball 2. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the top of the 6th inning of play. Two-0. Misses inside again for ball 3. Hunter ahead of the count in the right-handed box. Here's the 3-0. Off-speed inside low corner for strike 1, breaking down just a little bit at the end. Temperature continuing to drop here in Rochester. Expected to be a chilly one tonight. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a slashed high foul ball drifting off into the parking lot. Count goes full, 3-2. Taylor the third standing with his feet shoulder width apart, facing home plate, signals in, and then sets up to pitch. Three and 2 to Hunter. swing and a high fly ball deep towards right field, sailing towards the corner, and a backpedaling grab is made by Blake Donalds to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Crush, and it's still Rochester 4, Cortland 2, going to the bottom of the 6th on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Swing and a high fly ball straight away center field. It's gone! Hey Crush fans, this is Ryan Urquhart, voice of the Cortland Crush. We all know baseball is a team game. Well, the Crush are supported by an excellent teammate in the Cortland County Chamber of Commerce. They seek to promote business growth, community prosperity, and quality of life. To learn more, visit their website at cortlandareachamber.com.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Back in upstate New York on the road at Rochester, Cortland trailing 4-2 to the Ridgemen and looking for some offense here, or for some defense here, excuse me. As Rochester has been successful finding ways onto the base paths, but Cortland able to leave 2 stranded. Last time out, Charlie Hamill has performed well in his first appearance on the mound for the Crush. Through 5 complete, has thrown 2 strikeouts and only given up 1 walk, has given up 6 hits to the Ridgemen. And that will be his final line on the day, as Cortland's going to go with Ben Mack on the mound for the first time this season. Ben Mack, a right-handed pitcher, standing in at 6'1", 190 out of Salem University. Finished last season with a 10.24 ERA and 9 2/3 innings pitched. Gave up 8 runs and 14 hits. 11 walks and threw 4 strikeouts. Last time out, he pitched 2 innings in a 15-3 loss to King University in the postseason. And so he'll go and converse with Hunter. It's the first time we've seen him all season, as we said. So Hamill now back in the dugout, and first time today we've seen either team go to the bullpen. Mack collects and fires away his first pitch of the day, low and inside at the feet of the batter, and Josh Kallstrom for ball 1. Next 3 due up for the Ridgemen, and Kallstrom, Fitzpatrick, and Stubbings. 1-0. Slash and a foul into the fence off behind Kallstrom. Count goes even, 1-1, no outs on the board. Things just underway here in the 6th. Rochester 4, Cortland 2. Mack collects. Head high. Fires in the 1-1. Missed again for ball 2. Last time up, the Ridgemen were able to pick up a double and put another runner on the base paths off of a walk. Then the Cortland defense came up strong, swinging a high fly ball into right foul territory, lands out of the park, and the count will stay 2-2. Will move to 2-2, excuse me. Josh Kallstrom, who struck out twice against Hornell in his previous appearance. The Crush will head home and take on Hornell tomorrow in their second home game of the season. That game slated for 6 p.m. Matt collects. 2-2. Curveball low outside for ball 3. Count goes full. Cortland about to hit a very tough road stretch here. After the Hornell game tomorrow, we'll have a day off and then 4 straight road games. Here's the 3-2. Missed just to the outside of the righty for ball 4, and that'll put 1 runner on the base paths for Rochester.
Liam Fitzpatrick.
Liam Fitzpatrick, the designated hitter, comes up to the plate in the right-handed batter's box. One runner on first for Rochester. First delivery upstairs for ball 1. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the top of the 6th. One-0 from Mack. Low outside corner for strike 1 for Ben Mack. Mack says he has an unorthodox pitching style, compares it to a hurry-up offense in football, 1-1. Bounces low and outside. Hunter goes and collects it as it got away from him a little bit. The runner at first will stay in Kallstrom. Mack, when talking about his pitching style, said he likes to catch the batters a little bit off with the tempo when they get so used to the slow, sort of methodical pace of baseball. He likes to speed things up. Breaking ball gets a swing and a miss from Fitzpatrick for strike 2. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the top of the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 for Mack's first strikeout of the day. One away for Rochester.
22, Jordan Stubbing.
Third strikeout of the day for Cortland. Brings up Jordan Stabbings to the plate. Went 0 for 1 in his last appearance with a hit by pitch. Pitch is in for a ball, and the throw to first is late on the tag as Hunter tried to catch the runner off the bags. So 1 ball, no strikes. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Mack looks towards first. Delivery on the 1-0. Maneuvered outside for ball 2. 1 away for Rochester and 1 runner on first, and Josh Kallstrom. Mack delivers and misses outside again for ball 3. Mack, the first relief pitcher we've seen today after Hamill finishes 5 complete, giving up 6 hits and throwing 2 strikeouts. Just 1 walk given up. Here's the 3-0. In the basement for ball 4, and that will walk Jordan Stabbings and put runners on first and second for Rochester. So Matt comes out of the bullpen and gives up 2 walks and throws a strikeout. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Crush need to hold strong defensively as we approach the 7th inning stretch. Cortland has had its struggles on the mound this season. The early going seems to have found their rhythm as of late. Here's the 1-0. Or the first pitch, excuse me, low and outside for the 1-0. Now up at the plate is Cameron Kilchrist in the right-handed batter's box. Where's number 2? Mack looks back at the trailing runner on second and Kallstrom. Winds up, fires away the 1-0. No doubt, strike 1. Well, Cortland with a very away-heavy schedule in the first part of the season, much of that due to the fact that Cortland's main home over at SUNY Cortland is currently undergoing some field renovations as the 1-1 misses high and inside for ball 2. Cortland will play its first 7 games at Beaudry Park before moving over on the campus of SUNY Cortland to play their final 14 home games. Here's the 2-1 from Mack. Cutting a foul high and away backwards into the field behind the bleachers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rochester 4, Cortland 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Both teams even with 6 hits apiece on the day. Mack turns away. Winds up and fires the 2-2, breaking down low, gets away from Hunter, and that'll advance the base runners. Kallstrom goes out to third, and Stubbings goes out to second on the passed ball. Now 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out in dangerous territory here for Cortland. Mack collects, sends in the 3-2. Swinging a line drive right back up the middle for a base hit. That'll score 1 run. Kallstrom crosses home, and around third is Stubbings, and he'll score easily. 2 RBI single for Cameron Kilchrist puts Rochester up by 4 in the bottom of the 6th.
Now up to bat, number 6, Brandon Davis.
He got a good hold of it and just bounced it right back up the middle into green grass and center field, and it was an easy 2 RBI single as Kallstrom scored lackadaisically, and Stubbings was waved around and the throw was cut off in front of the mound. And so now there'll be a conference on the hill with Ben Mack. It looks like a member of the Cortland pitching staff. I believe that's the pitching coach. Can't quite see the number. Well, Rochester now holding a 4-run lead, 6-2 in the bottom of the 6th. The 7th hit of the day for the Ridgemen comes up big. Rochester has scored in bunches today. That's the 2nd time that we've seen 2 runs scored off of a single swing, and they're going to take Mack out after just 1/3 inning pitch. So as the new pitcher warms up for Cortland, we'll step aside for a break. You're listening to the NYCBL Broadcast Network. Cortland trailing by 4.
What's up, Cortland? This is Crush pitcher Ben Mack. The Cortland Crush are sponsored by Cortland Regional Medical Center. When life throws you a curveball, the medical professionals at CRMC are there providing quality health care with skill and compassion, meeting the lifelong health care needs of all citizens of Cortland and surrounding communities. To learn more, visit www.cortlandregional.org.
Lauren Williams, General Manager for Game Day Operations of the Cortland Crush. Crush Nation would like to thank A Pizza and More for their sponsorship of Crush Baseball. From subs to wings, entrees, and of course pizza, they'll be sure to satisfy. Order today.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Back at Basket Road Field, Rochester 6, Cortland 2 in the bottom of the 6th, and a pitching change for the Crush. They'll go with Max Tannenbaum, the 5'9", 170-pound senior out of Babson College, originally from Coral Springs, Florida. 2nd all-time in appearances at Babson, and now climbs on the mound today for his 2nd appearance with Cortland. Last time out against Syracuse, pitched a single inning, throws to first, gets away from Kelly, but no harm, no foul, as the runner at first for Rochester. Kilchrist will stay on the bag. 1 out away. And now an underhanded sling to first, and once again late. Brandon Davis up in the right-handed batter's box to take on Tannenbaum. First pitch of the day from Tannenbaum.
Here you go.
Sent in for strike 1. Tannenbaum switched pitching styles to the submarine style 2 years ago, pitches from under the hip. As you'll see on the stream, he has a low sidearm pitch. Here's the 0-1. Low inside corner, strike 2. Tannenbaum finding ways to work. Favors the 4-seam and the 2-seam. Switched to the submarine style, as he said it gave him a better chance to go pro. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches and a strikeout for Tannenbaum to open things up for him here in the 6th inning. 2 down for Rochester.
Number 7, Trevor Toe.
4th strikeout of the day for Cortland. And now we go back to the top of the order, and Rochester's biggest offensive threat in Trevor Cho. Cho so far today with 2 doubles and an RBI sac fly in his 3 appearances at bat, 2 for 3. Cho in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the first pitch from Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum misses outside for ball 1. Just about at dusk here in Rochester. The wind becoming chillier as the night goes on. Swing and a pop fly towards left field, curving down for a base hit. Make it the 3rd base hit of the day for Cho. It'll mark up as a single. Cho has been a machine at the plate today. Hit a double in the 1st and then scored a run, an RBI sac fly, and then another double. Got all the way over to 3rd on that one. Or advanced to 3rd after hitting the double, and then just now picking up a single. So 1 runner on first, 2 down for Rochester, and now up the plate is Drew Bayard. Bayard, who hit an RBI ground out against Onondaga, went 1 for 4 against the Flames. Rochester 6, Cortland 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch from Tannenbaum, in for a strike on the low outside corner, 0-1. Tannenbaum brings his glove head high and then waist high, looks back at second at Joe. Fires away the 0-1. Swinging the ball lifted foul, 3rd base side over the dugout. Gilchrist down on second, Cho on first. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 from Tannenbaum. Swinging a bouncing ball, first base side, collected by Kelly, and he'll run over and put his right foot on the bag, and that'll retire the side, but not before Rochester puts up 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th to take a 4-1 lead on Cortland, going to the 7th here on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Titans go! When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely.
Hollywood, here we come!
Road trip! And you know it's super. To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly.
We're finally on the big screen.
Have a seat, my dude. For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Gotcha. That's a wise move.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Welcome back to Rochester. Ridgemen 6, Crush 2. Heading to the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Pizza and More. Order delivery or stop by a Pizza and More, offering wings, dinners, sandwiches, salads, and of course pizza, sure to satisfy. Next 3 due up for the Crush in the 7th inning of play is Julio Criazola, Anthony Ciasco, and Nelson Laviosa, the 8, 9, and first spots in the batting order. First pitch from Taylor the 3rd, in for a ball. 1-0. In for strike 1, quickly working to a 1-1 count. Cortland looking for some offense to cut into this Rochester lead. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a bouncing ball, foul first base side. Cortland currently sitting 1-2 and 1-1 in the Eastern Division. Cortland lost on the road at Syracuse yesterday and has a halted game in the doubleheader. They'll play the final 4 innings on June 22nd. That game postponed again due to weather. 1-2 from Taylor the 3rd. lifts up high for ball 2. Criazola so far today has reached base once on a hit by pitch, cutting a foul off behind him over the fence. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs on the board. Things just underway here in the away half of the 7th. Taylor the third communicating on the mound, winds up, fires away the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball out to third, scooped up by Stubbings. The fire over to first is in time to Kallstrom. That puts 1 away for Cortland. We'll now bring up Anthony Ciasco, who's reached base in both at-bats today, has reached back in the second off of a single and then reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. So Julia Criazola is put out, and now a swing and a high fly ball from Ciasco towards center, not able to be corralled by a running Davis, and that will allow Criazola to reach first.
Now at number 10, Nelson Laviosa.
So Ciasco continues to generate offense, his second single of the day. So now Crush with a runner out on first. Rochester 6, Cortland 2 in the top of the 7th. Anthony Ciasco in the right-handed batter's box. Ciasco. Or excuse me, Nelson Laviosa. And Ciasco sits out on second.
Nice stop, Johnny.
Laviosa, the center fielder, takes ball 1. Laviosa 1 for 3 today. Having some trouble is Ottenwalter, and he's able to get a hold of it. Ball 2 on the call. Laviosa in his second appearance this season. Tied first on the Essex team in doubles and tied with his Crush teammate Criazola for the second most runs out at Essex in 41. Laviosa also leading his team in hits and RBIs with 71 and 54 respectively. 2 balls, no strikes. Rochester 6, Cortland 2 in the top of the 7th. 1 out on the board. Here's the 2-0. Cutting a foul, lifted off behind the backstop over the bleachers and into the grass behind the park. Count moves to 2-1. Crush with 7 hits today, Rochester with 8. 2-1 from Taylor the third. Down the pipeline for strike 2. Laviosa looking to reach base for the second time today. 2-2 delivery. Off speed inside, count goes full, 3-2. 1 out on the board, Rochester 6, Cortland 2 in the top of the 7th inning. Crush trying to cut into the 4-run lead. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a bouncing ball, third base side is waved off foul, got away from the bag just in front of it. Nearly stayed fair, was maybe about an inch off as it passed third base. So count stays full, 1 out on the board. 1 runner on first in Ciasco after the single from him. Taylor the third digs his right foot in. Leans forward. 3-2. Swing and a bouncing ball right back to the mound. Taylor picks it up and overhands it to first in time for the second out. Ciasco advances out to second. 1-3 put out for Laviosa. One runner in scoring position and cue up Alex Flock, who's 0 for 3 today, into left-handed batter's box. Flock with 3 hits on the year. Takes ball 1 low inside. 2 away for the Crush and 1 runner on second. Rochester 6, Cortland 2, top of the 7th. 1-0 from Taylor the third. Steers outside for ball 2, and Ottenwalder wants to come have a quick word with Taylor the third. Ottenwalder, a 5'10", 190 player out of Wayward Baptist University, comes back to the mound and then back behind the dish. Cortland trying to go even this year at 500 after dropping games to Rome and Syracuse. Here's the 2-0. Outside ball 3. Well, Taylor the third has been excellent through 6 2/3 innings pitched. 2.70 ERA. .30 delivery. Stared down to the low outside corner for strike 1. Rochester maintaining a 4-run lead in the top of the 7th. Leading off second is Ciesco. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball down low for strike 2.
Ball 2.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Swing and a ball lifted high towards right center field. Trailing left is Davis, and coming back and making the grab is Baird, and that will retire the side. The Crush leave runner on the base paths, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Rochester 6, Cortland 2 on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Freedom.
Exploration.
Fun.
Pride.
Flexibility.
Travel.
Protection.
Ability.
Friendship.
Excitement.
Escape.
Independence.
Distracted driving means
Danger.
Recklessness.
irresponsible.
Chaos.
Police.
Devastation.
Injury.
Tears. Death.
Safe driving means staying alert and staying alive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
This is Lauren Williams, General Manager for Game Day Operations of the Cortland Crush. Crush Nation would like to thank A Pizza and More for their sponsorship of Crush Baseball. From subs to wings, entrees, and of course pizza, they'll be sure to satisfy. Order today.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Back in the ballpark, I'm Ryan Urquhart joining you on the road here in Rochester. Cortland down 6-2 to the Ridgemen, looking for their second win of the season and their first road win of 2018. Max Tannenbaum back on the mound for Cortland. He threw a strikeout in his last appearance and was able to keep Rochester at bay after they generated a bit of offense. So now he's back up to face Kallstrom, Fitzpatrick, and Stubbings. The next 3 due up for Rochester. First pitch, inside corner, strike 1. Tannenbaum coming off of a college season with a 3.86 ERA, 0-1. And for strike 2, working quickly is Tannenbaum. Led the relief pitchers last season for Babson College with his ERA. 0-2 from Tannenbaum. Swing and a ball skied foul towards the bleachers behind us and drifts just behind them into the grass. No balls, 2 strikes, count will stay. In the offseason, Tannenbaum does work with Challenger Baseball, which helps special needs young adults. 0-2, swing and a bouncing ball, first base side foul, and looks like it, not sure if it's a player or coach out there who came forward and tried to make the grab, tumbling and somersaulting forward. A good effort by the Crusher out there. No outs on the board. Rochester 6, Cortland 2. 0-2 to Kallstrom. Cutting a foul and tips off the top of the backstop here and lands in the bleachers. So count stays 0-2. Tannenbaum slings it in low for strike 3. Got him looking. His second strikeout of the day. And the first looking strikeout for Cortland this evening. One out on the board. It'll bring up Johnny Ottenwalder to the plate. Ottenwalder so far today 0 for 3. Struck out swinging in the first and then flew out to the second baseman spot in the fifth. Rochester 6, Cortland 2, bottom of the seventh. First pitch from Tannenbaum in for a strike as he continues to wheel and deal for Cortland since coming in relief of Ben Mack. 0-1. Tannenbaum delivers, swing and a miss. Got him again on the breaking ball. Count quickly moves to 0-2. Ottenwalder in the right-handed batter's box to take on the righty Tannenbaum. No ball, 2-strike delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him again. Back-to-back strikeouts for Max Tannenbaum. Puts 2 away for Rochester. One looking, one swinging.
44, Josh Kallstrom.
6 strikeouts on the day for Cortland. 3 for Max Tannenbaum. First pitch in outside for ball 1 against the batter Josh Kallstrom up at bat in the right-handed batter's box. Kallstrom at 6'3", 190, swings and misses at the curveball low and inside for strike 1. Those low breaking curveballs have worked well so far for Tannenbaum. One and one. Swing and a high foul lifted over the first base fence and into the parking lot. Count 1-2 once again. Kallstrom climbs into the box, taps home plate once with the bat, and then holds the black bat high over his right shoulder. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball, dribbling towards the third base side. Coming up is Babcock, and he's unable to collect it. Cortland having some trouble with it. And so that will allow Kallstrom to reach on the error. One runner on first for Rochester and 2 down for the Ridgemen. Rochester leading Cortland 6-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Now up at bat is Liam Fitzpatrick, who cuts and foul tips the first pitch for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Tannenbaum so far has only thrown a handful of balls, 0-1. Fastball right down the pipeline for strike 2. Oh, 2 to Fitzpatrick. Swing and a miss, down low, foul tip into the glove will retire the side. Tannenbaum with 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the 7th to keep Cortland holding strong defensively. Crush give up 1 runner, or give up 1 error that allows a runner to reach, and they still trail by 4. Going to the 8th here on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
This is Lauren Williams, General Manager for Game Day Operations of the Cortland Crush. Crush Nation would like to thank A Pizza and More for their sponsorship of Crush Baseball. From subs to wings, entrees, and of course pizza, they'll be sure to satisfy. Order today.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Swing and a high fly ball straight away center field. It's gone! Hey Crush fans, this is Ryan Urquhart, voice of the Cortland Crush. We all know baseball is a team game. Well, the Crush are supported by an excellent teammate in the Cortland County Chamber of Commerce. They seek to promote business growth, community prosperity, and quality of life. To learn more, visit their website at cortlandareachamber.com.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Rochester. I'm Ryan Urquhart. Rochester 6, Cortland 2, going to the 8th inning of play. Next three due up for the Crush in this half inning. Set to be Dylan Catch, Zach Kelly, and Hayden Houts.
Now to bat, number 14,
Dylan Catch so far today. 2 of 2 with a hit by pitch and 2 singles. Has been one of Cortland's most consistent players so far this year. With an even .300 batting average, 1 run and 3 hits coming into today, as well as 2 RBIs and a double. Came up big in that Onondaga game, the home opening win. First pitch to Catch. Misses for ball 1. Rochester with a new pitcher on the mound. And Andrew Nelson, a 6'4", 220 prospect out of Olivet Missouri University. 1-0. In for strike 1. Even count 1-1. Rochester maintaining a 4-run lead in the 8th. Cortland with just 7 hits today to Rochester's 9. 1-1 delivery. Bounces in front of home plate and past the catcher for ball 2. Ottenwalder not able to grab it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nelson. 2-1 pitch. In for strike 2. So Taylor goes back to the dugout with 7 innings complete, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, and 2 walks through 1 strikeout for Rochester. Ridgemen leads 6-2 in the top of the 8th. 2-2 to Catch. Swing and a miss on the low curve ball, and right out of the gate, a strikeout for Andrew Nelson. Just the second strikeout today for Rochester. Zach Kelly in the right-handed batter's box for Cortland. Rochester 6, Crush 2, top 8th. Kelly has to spin away and dodge that one. Looks back at the home plate ump for a possible hit by pitch. Isn't called. So Kelly will stay in the righty box. 1-0 to Kelly. Swing and a high fly ball deep towards left field, sailing towards the fences. Bounces off the wall down for a base hit. Kelly rounds first and will go into second, standing up for a double.
Hey, keep moving now. Keep it moving. Let's go.
So Zach Kelly picks up his first base hit of the day. And his 3rd hit on the young season. So now Kelly on second after his first double of the year, and Hayden Houts comes up into the left-handed box. He's the designated hitter today, 0 of 2. 1 out away for the Crush. Rochester 6, Cortland 2, top of the 8th. Nelson. Looks back at Kelly and then fires away the first pitch. Hayden takes a swing at it and a bouncing ball right up the middle, back into center field. Rounding third is Kelly, coming home. The throw will be cut off, and the Crush are back within 3. Mark it up as an RBI single for Hayden Houts, and the Crush cut into this lead just a bit. Now with Alex Babcock coming to the plate. Pause in the action here. So possibly a change of momentum for Cortland here. The Crush are no strangers to deficits. Came back on Onondaga after trailing by as much as 5-2 in that game. Faced a similar 3-run deficit on the road here in Rochester. The Crush looking to go even this year at 500 and pick up their first road win of the young season.
Let's go, Babs! Let's go now! Hey, Babs, here we go!
Rochester 2-1 this year, coming off of a 13-2 loss to Onondaga. First pitch to Babcock, in for strike 1 on the low outside corner. One away for the Crush and one runner on first in Hayden Houts after his RBI single. Nelson collects shoulder high. 0-1 delivery. Swing and a ground ball towards third, scooped up by Stubbings, and a high throw over at first. Gets away from the third baseman, and running all the way over to third is Hayden Houts. It'll go down as an error, and Babcock reaches first.
Come on, Garrett, punch him in here. Let's go.
Number 35, Garrett.
It looked like a routine 5-3, but the throw just got away from Stubbings as he sends it high over a leaping Kallstrom. And now first and third for the Crush with one out.
Go, Garrett! Come on, Garrett! Let's go, G!
He set Maldonado in pinch running for Hayden Houts at third, came in after the single. And now a conversation on the mound with Rochester and the pitcher Nelson. Potentially might go to the bullpen here. Crush have put on some offense here in the top of the 8th, scored 1 run and evened up the hitting at 9 apiece today. Moments ago, Babcock reaching on an error as Maldonado now standing on third as well. Looks like they're going to leave Nelson on the mound here. Nelson coming in relief of Taylor III after 7 complete.
Oh, G!
Cortland looking to continue to cut into this Rochester lead.
Hey, drive your pitch here. Let's go. Get him, Garrett! Go get him now! Go, Garrett! Come on, Garrett!
Hunter in the righty box, take on the righty Nelson. First pitch. Low at the shins, inside for ball 1.
Your pitch, G!
Babcock at first, Maldonado at third.
Go, G! Let's go now!
Rochester 6, Cortland 3 in the top of the 8th. One 0 to Hunter. Swing and a line drive grounder right back up the middle to short. One tag at second in time, and the throw to first in time for the double play. 6-3 double play will send us to the bottom of the 8th, but the Crush able to pick up a run and cut the lead to 3 on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
This is Jonathan Treasley, infielder for the Cortland Crush. Cortland Crush Baseball is sponsored by Ames Linen, where they believe in the Ames Linen difference. They are the next generation of linen service and try to evolve every day. From table linens to dust mops and even the uniforms of the Crush, quality provider of linen service. Visit ameslinen.com to learn more.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org.
Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Next Thursday, you will be caught in a flash flood.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at nyc.gov/readyny or call 311. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
What does Meals on Wheels do? They deliver meals and...
Welcome back to Rochester. I'm Ryan Urquhart. As we hit the bottom of the 8th inning, the Cortland will go back to the bullpen and bring up Jonathan Treisler, the right-handed pitcher/shortstop, coming in at 6'1", 175 out of Hampton-Sydney College in Virginia. So far this season, a 4.03 ERA, or so far in his college season, finished up with a 4.03 ERA in 29 innings pitched. Gave up 35 hits and 23 runs for Hampton-Sydney, as well as 16 walks through 22 strikeouts. A two-time All-ODAC selection, was second team his freshman year, third team his sophomore year. And led the team this year with 74 assists. Cortland trailing 6-3 on the road. Crush looking to form a late comeback and slowly chip away at this lead. Portland will have one more chance offensively in the top of the 9th to try and tie the game. The next 3 due up for Cortland in that inning will be Criazola, Ciesco, and then Laviosa in the 8, 9, 1 spots. But right now, first Cortland has to deal with the bottom of the Rochester order in Stubbings, Gilchrist, and Davis. So far today, Stubbings 1 of 2 with a walk drawn and 1 run scored, and he scored that run off the walk in the 6th. So first time we've seen Treisler on the mound this season. Made an appearance against Onondaga as the designated hitter. So he considers himself primarily a shortstop that can also pitch. We'll see what he can do here. This is the 4th Cortland pitcher we've seen today. First pitch goes high and inside, bouncing out of the glove of Hunter for ball 1. Stubbings having to pull a slight matrix move to get out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes. Rochester with 9 hits today. Here's the 1-0. Low inside corner, got him for strike 1 on the curveball. So now an even count. Treisler lifts the left leg up high and sends in the 1-1 high and inside right in front of the face of the batter Jordan Stubbings for ball 2. Treisler leans forward a bit, fires away the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Rochester 6, Cortland 3. Last time Rochester came up, struck out 3 times and reached base once on an error. Treisler delivers the 2-2. Off speed, got him looking on the low inside corner for strike 3. 8th strikeout of the day for Cortland.
Number 2, M. Gilchrist.
Cortland has thrown 7 of their last 8 strikeouts in the last 3 innings of play. Cortland's pitching on the mound so far today, win or lose, has performed well. Now up at the plate is Cameron Gilchrist, who takes ball 1 from Treisler. Here's the 1-0 from Treisler. Goes way over the head of Gilchrist, got away from Treisler on that one into outer space for ball 2. Well, here's a look at what's next for the Crush, presented by Ames Linen. The Crush will be at home tomorrow against Hornell at 6 p.m. at Beaudry Park, one of the 7 games Cortland will play at Beaudry Park this season. Then Cortland will hit the road for Onondaga, and then 2 road games at Sherrill, and then Willsville Nitros on the 12th, and then back home for Syracuse, the Saltcats, the day after that. 2-0 goes in for strike 1. Cortland trailing 6-3 on the road at Rochester. Crush trying to mount a late comeback and pick up their 2nd win of the year and their 1st road win. Treisler delivers the 2-1 to Gilchrist, strike 2. Gilchrist 2 of 3 today with 2 singles and 1 run scored. 2-2 to Kilchrist. Swinging a foul ball, lifted third base side, way out of here and into the forest off to our left. 1 out on the board for Rochester. Ridgemen leads 6-3 over Cortland in the bottom of the 8th. Treisler leans forward. Goes through his motions. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball, third base side. Diving grab made by Babcock. Stands up, throws over to Kelly at first in time for the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Rochester. And now Brandon Davis, the 9-hole hitter, will come up to the plate in the right-handed batter's box to take on the right-handed pitcher and Jonathan Treisler. Treisler collects. Here's the first pitch to Davis. High and inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. A nice fastball from Treisler for strike 1. Well, when talking to Jonathan Treisler about his future plans and such, he talked about primarily how he really wants to get into coaching, would love to be able to get there. Is hoping, depending on his future pro ball career, to coach anywhere from the high school professional level. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikes thrown by Treisler. Puts Davis behind in the count, 1-2. Rochester 6, Cortland 3 in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs on the board for Rochester. Cortland trying to hold strong and give their offense a chance in the 9th. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball down low, gets away from Garrett Hunter behind the plate. The drop third strike allows Brandon Davis to reach first. So we go back to the top of the order, and Trevor Cho, and this is a bit dangerous for Cortland. Still 2 outs on the board, though. Cho so far today, 3 of 4 with an RBI sac fly. 2 doubles and a single for Trevor Cho. Well, when we talked to the Ridgemen folks before this game, I said the player to watch on Rochester was Trevor Cho, and boy, were they right. He has bounced back wonderfully after a 0-for-2 game against Onondaga. Cutting a foul ball, for Trevor Cho into the backstop. Count moves to 0-1. Rochester 6, Cortland 3. Bottom of the 8th. 1 runner on first for the Ridgemen. Even at 9 hits apiece today, Rochester with 3 errors. 0-1. Low inside corner from Treisler for strike 2. Well, Cortland will go home tomorrow and face the reigning NYCBL champions and then Hornell Dodgers. Hornell struggling early so far this season. 0-2. Cho cuts and fouls into the backstop once again. Count remains, no balls, 2 strikes. Well, things got rolling early for Rochester. Scored a run in the bottom of the 1st. Cortland came back and responded with 2 runs of their own. And then some back and forth as Rochester then ripped off another 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. Then scoreless through 4, 5, and 6. 0-2 to Cho. Low inside, ball 1. Then Rochester extends their lead, what would prove to be a huge pair of runs in the bottom of the 6th. And then Cortland in the last half inning of play tagging on 1 run to cut the lead to 3. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cho in the lefty box. Here's the pitch from the righty Treisler. Low and outside for ball 2. Just away from the corner. Cho has picked up 3 hits today for Rochester. Treisler looks over his shoulder at first. 1 runner out there in Davis. Here's the 2-2. Cutting a foul ball, screeching high over the backstop and into the forest behind the bleachers. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cho sets up and taps his wood bat once on home plate. Treisler, 2-2 to Cho. Runner goes at first. Cho lifts one high towards deep right field. Trailing back at the wall is Dylan Ketch, who makes the grab and retires the side. We go to the ninth inning. Cortland with 3 more outs to try and cut into this Rochester lead. 6-3 Ridgemen on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
This is Jonathan Truestley, infielder for the Cortland Crush. Cortland Crush Baseball is sponsored by Ames Linen, where they believe in the Ames Linen difference. They are the next generation of linen service and try to evolve every day. From table linens to dust mops and even the uniforms of the Crush, they are a quality provider of linen service. Visit ameslinen.com to learn more.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Swing and a high fly ball straight away center field. It's gone! Hey Crush fans, this is Ryan Urquhart, voice of the Cortland Crush. We all know baseball is a team game. Well, the Crush are supported by an excellent teammate in the Cortland County Chamber of Commerce. They seek to promote business growth, community prosperity, and quality of life. To learn more, visit their website at cortlandareachamber.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Back in Rochester, Cortland down to their final 3 outs. Ridgemen 6, Crush 3. I'm Ryan Urquhart joining you on the road here in upstate New York. A chilly evening, a light breeze blowing over the field, mid to high 50s here on this cool June evening. Another pitching change for Rochester in these final 3 outs to close. They'll go to Daniel Morales, a 6'2", 195 pitcher out of Carrier University. Next 3 due up for the Crush here will be Criazola, Ciesco, and Laviosa. So far, those 3 batters accounting for 5 times today the Crush have reached base. Bunt shown by Criazola on the first pitch, and it's popped off foul over the backstop and behind the bleachers. Cortland looking to cut into this 3-run deficit late. No balls, 1 strike. Morales, the lefty, winds up and delivers low inside corner for strike 2. Lefty pitcher taking on righty batter. Morales pushes it high up in the air, pulls it down 0-2, too far inside for ball 1. Morales stares down Criazola. 1-2. Chipped back towards the mound, picked up by Morales, and the throw to first is in time. 1 away for the Crush. Kallstrom tagging the bag, and that'll bring up Anthony Ciesco, the 9-hole hitter.
Out to bat, number 3, Anthony Ciesco.
Ciesco so far today has reached base in every appearance, 2 singles, and reached once on a fielder's choice. Rochester 6, Cortland 3 in the top of the 9th. First pitch in for strike 1 to Ciesco. Morales looking to close this one out for Rochester. If the Ridgemen were to get the victory today, they would move to 3-1 on the season. 0-1. And low inside corner again, strike 2. Rochester looking to bounce back in a big way after a 13-2 thumping against Onondaga. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's Morales. Misses in the attic for ball 1. Rochester maintaining a 3-run lead. Cortland down to their final 2 outs. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a foul ball lifted over the right field fence and bounces into the parking lot. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ciesco in the right-handed batter's box. Morales lifts it high in the air. Here's the 1-2. Ciasco cuts and bounces one right to first base. Kallstrom scoops it up and tags his left foot on the bag. 2 away for the Cortland Crush. We want to remind you this final inning of play is sponsored by Experience Cortland. No matter the final score tonight, you can be a winner when you visit Cortland. Go to www.experiencecortland.com to learn more about what Cortland, New York has to offer you on your next trip. Well, if the lead holds, Cortland will drop to 1-3 on the season and head home for a 6 p.m. tilt against Hornell tomorrow. Here's the first pitch to Laviosa for ball 1. So far, it's been 2 up and 2 down after a 1-3 putout and a ground out to the first baseman spot. Swing and a high fly ball over to second base. Boyard collects it, throws it to Kallstrom, 4-3, and that'll end it. Rochester downs Cortland at home 6-3 in the Crush. Move to 1-3 on the young season. It was a back-and-forth battle early, but in the end, Rochester gets the final laugh and moves to 3-1 on the year, picking up the important home W early in the season. Cortland will be back at home tomorrow to face Hornell. We'll take a break and then bring it back with a post-game wrap-up. Our final, Rochester 6, Cortland 3 on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.
Titans go! When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely.
Hollywood, here we come!
Road trip! And you know it's super. To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly. We're finally on the big screen.
Have a seat, my dude. For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/.
Gotcha. That's a wise move.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Driving means
freedom,
exploration,
fun,
pride,
flexibility,
protection, friendship.
Welcome to the post-game wrap, brought to you by Anderson's Food Market. Be sure to visit Anderson's Food Market for all your grocery shopping needs. Our final here from Rochester, Ridgemen 6, Cortland Crush 3. The Crush dropped to 1-3 on the season, and Rochester moves to 3-1. Here's how Rochester got it done. The Ridgemen put up a run early. Cortland responded with 2 of their own, and then 3 in the bottom of the third for Rochester would give them the lead for the rest of the way. They would put up 2 more runs in the 6th. Cortland would cut into the lead in the top of the 8th, giving a little bit of a spark of hope, but ultimately Rochester would prevail by a 6-3 final. Looking down the stat sheet for Cortland, Nelson Laviosa finishes the afternoon over 5 in the leadoff spot. Same with Alex Flock, the top of the lineup in the 1-2 spots, not able to produce much offense today. Flock was able to, create some good plays that play, but flew out 3 times today and was put out in a 6-3 in his first at-bat. Dylan Ketch was able to pick up 2 hits today, struck out once for the Crush. Zach Kelly was able to score a run today for Cortland, and Ciasco with the lone RBI today. Garrett Hunter scoring a run as well for Cortland. The Crush on the mound performed very well, finishing the afternoon with 9 strikeouts on the afternoon, and Charlie Hamill got the start. He'll get the loss today. Ben Mack on the mound as well. Pitched 1/3 inning, and then Tannenbaum came in and dazzled in the 1.2 innings he had. He finished with 4 strikeouts on the afternoon. That puts him at a team-leading mark this season, as well as Jonathan Treisler came in for the final bottom of the 8th inning and picked up 2 strikeouts of his own. That's going to do it for us from Rochester. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. as Cortland takes on the Hornell Dodgers. That'll do it for us from Rochester. I'm Ryan Urquhart saying so long ago, Crush 6-3, our final in favor of the Ridgemen, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
You've been listening to Crush Baseball, presented by Tompkins Trust. Thanks for listening. Be sure to tune in next time for Cortland Crush Baseball on the NYCBL Broadcast Network.